Hey, hope you all had a great week. I personally had a very emotional week with going back to work last weekend, and yesterday my little guy turned 1 year old. How does the time go so fast? So, needless to say, I've felt all of the emotions this week and have had quite a few coffee and Baileys. It's 10 a.m., so that's fine, right? But it did get me thinking about pregnancy because I was pregnant for approximately 17 years, but realistically 41 weeks and 5 days. So I went over quite a bit, and I kind of wish that people were really honest about pregnancy because it's not all roses and it's not just the first trimester that sucks. So the things that I want to tell you are some pros and cons about being pregnant. So obviously the biggest pro is that you're growing a flippin' human, and that is amazing. The fact that our bodies can do that blows my mind. Sometimes I go down like a rabbit hole about how it all works because it really is unbelievable if you think about it down to a cellular level. Don't do that. It's very time consuming. Another pro is that you get beautiful hair, right? But that is met with a con because all of that hair plus more falls out after you've had the baby. So enjoy your luxurious mane of hair because it's gonna go away. And you may grow other hair afterwards on like your upper lip or your chin or your belly button. Who knows? Another pro is that you get to eat whatever you want, or that's what people tell you, but nobody emphasizes that if you eat whatever you want for 9 whole months, or technically 10, you're going to gain a lot of weight. And subsequently, you will have to try to lose all that weight on your own. Because I gained 50 pounds and my child was only 7 pounds. So if you do the math, I ate a lot of quarter pounders, you know? And then you lose all that weight, so now I kind of look like I have a foreskin on my stomach. It's not very becoming. To be honest with you, that was kind of my pros list. So here are some of the cons. Obviously, you know about the nausea that people say lasts your first trimester, but it doesn't, because for some of us lucky people, it goes through the whole pregnancy. So try to wrap your head around that. And then there's the peeing all the time, which I just thought was when the baby got big and it was chilling on my bladder, I was gonna have to pee a lot. But no, that starts at the very beginning. As soon as that HCG becomes elevated, that's your pregnancy hormone, you're gonna have to pee because it stimulates your body to pee. It's not very great. And then there's the shortness of breath. So you basically are walking around looking like this winded hippopotamus for 90% of your day. If you can even walk, because that's another thing, the back pain. Nobody talks about the back pain. I literally sometimes was crawling around my kitchen trying to get things. Mind you, I'm a little bit stubborn, so I was still doing CrossFit up to the day I delivered, but I wouldn't quit. I was in a lot of pain. So just try and take it easy. And then you're like always sweaty. People say you have a pregnancy glow, but I think you're actually just sweating because you're probably more overweight than you should be and very out of breath. You also get to do this lovely thing, the glucose test to check for diabetes. It is terrible. Nobody told me. Everyone just said it tasted bad. So I'm like, well, whatever, I can drink a drink. No, it makes you shake. It makes you want to vomit. And then I was lucky enough to get a false positive, which I think like 30% of people do. So I got to do it again, but with a higher dose of sugar. And that made me feel even more terrible. Luckily, I did not fail that one, so that's okay. And then, one thing they also don't tell you about that really took me by surprise was your nipple changes. And I kind of expected that my nipples were gonna get a little bit bigger, but I didn't expect them to turn dark. Like, not dark like a little bit brown, but like a deep purple. Almost like they were losing circulation and perhaps gonna fall off. Nope, I didn't. Nobody told me that. Luckily, they do go back to normal, ladies, so if you're at that stage in your pregnancy, it's only temporary, okay? Another thing I really wasn't expecting, and I'm sorry, this is really gross, but a lot of discharge from like start to finish. Just yuck the whole time. And the discharge that really took me for a loop was the grand old mucus plug. And let me say, they should call that thing a mucus bucket, because when I think of plug, I think of like, cute little plug. Where does all that mucus come from? That was me in shock. I still can't believe it. When I think back to it, it blows my mind. There was a point when I was 35 weeks where I lost like a little piece, and I thought for sure I was in labor because my mucus plug had gone out. Well, no, because when I finally lost it for real, I knew. Now, you ladies need to be telling your friends about this stuff because I was not prepared, okay? So be real with your friends, be real about your experiences, and most of all, enjoy what you can of pregnancy. See you next week.